Welcome to another edition of Strag Tales, and today we will be talking about this woman by the name of Carly Green, who has just been accused of sexually assaulting her 15-year-old student, and she's a dance teacher out of Pennsylvania. And the way that she got discovered was not because the son said anything, or the boy said anything. I said the son, I pretty much almost gave it away. Not because the boy said anything to anybody, but it's because the mother knew her son. And she said that her son's behavioral pattern started to change. Like little things started to change that wasn't conducive to how she normally sees her son behaving. And it's amazing, but that just shows you right there that she knows her child. So I'm going to get into it, and you're going to find out what behavioral changes started to happen with him that led to her finding out that what this woman was doing. A Pennsylvania dance teacher has been arrested for allegedly sexually assaulting a 15-year-old student at the studio where she worked as an instructor. The last few cases I've done about people being sexually assaulted have been involving people who work at dance studios. Just something to put out there. People confirms that 24-year-old Carly Green faces felony charges of statutory sexual assault and institutional sexual assault of a child. According to charging documents obtained by CBS Philly, Green allegedly had sex with the teen more than 50 times in the spring of 2018. During that time, police say Green and the boy exchanged naked photos on Snapchat. Well, hold on. If he's 15 now, and this happened in the spring of 2018, that means he was 13 when this was going on. If 15 is his current age, that means she's been doing this since he was 13, and at the time she was 22. They allegedly stopped having sexual contact for a while and then resumed again in 2019. Investigators say the teen's cell phone contained inappropriate text messages with Green as well as naked photos. The illicit sexual contact allegedly took place at Green's home. Police began investigating the case in 2019 after the teen's mother told police she noticed changes in her son's behavior. She noted that her son's grades had dropped and he was acting depressed, and he had begun drinking alcohol and vaping. The mother confronted the boy, who allegedly said that he and Green had been having sex. The victim had been a student at the Ashton, Pennsylvania dance studio since he was 10. And she was probably preying on him since he was 10. This is a sad case involving a teacher as well as a family friend abusing the trust placed in her by both the parent and the child, Delaware County District Attorney Jack Stolzheimer told WPVI-TV. The defendant chose to exploit the relationship of trust built over several years by engaging in a sexual relationship with the victim, knowing full well both the age of the child and legal age of consent. Green, accompanied by her attorney, turned herself in on Friday and has posted $50,000 bond. She has a preliminary hearing scheduled for September 25th. Her attorney did not immediately return calls for comment. I think the craziest thing about this story is that it's rare that when you talk about these things that you ever hear a parent come out and say that the behavior patterns of their child has changed when they get sexually assaulted. Because let's be what it is. It's basically statutory rape. It could have been consensual between the both of them, but age-wise, he was and still is a minor, and she's supposedly, or was supposed to be, a responsible adult. She knew what she was doing was wrong. She had the power to say, look, we're not going to do this, but I can tell she was the one that initiated and everything like that. But one thing I hate when it comes to sexual assault and with women involved is that they'll always try to play the victim and say, I was in a vulnerable state. I was going through some things. I was depressed. I needed a companion, and they were there for me. That's kind of the thing that Mary Kay Letourneau did with the boy, at then time boy, that she was messing with. She tried to pull that stunt, but nobody was falling for it. But I find a lot of women who sexually assault these kids do the same thing. They will put themselves into the victim role to make it seem like they did not know what they were doing. They had no control over their body. They had no control over their urges. But when 9 times out of 10, they were the ones that initiated the contact, the intimate contact, the sexual contact. And thus, that removes all accountability. I do not like it. If a man cannot do it, and a man could not get away with it, then a woman should not be able to get away with it either. Me Too and feminism be damned. I don't give a damn. equal opportunity around these parts. They should definitely hit her with as many charges as they possibly can. She knew exactly what she was doing. And then they stopped and went back to it. And also, she should also be the one to pay for this boy's therapy because he's going to need it. You heard what his mother said. He started, his behavior started to change. He started getting bad grades. He started drinking and he started vaping at 15. Him messing with this woman literally changed his entire psyche. But that's the effects that sexual assault on a minor can have that many people don't talk about, is the psychological effect that it will have on the mind. I don't want to sound funny when I say this, but this woman must have put it on him to the point where he probably, all he could think about was just being with this woman in a sexual way. She was like the damn succubus in a way. Look it up if you're not familiar with what that is. But that's basically what she was like. And that's what she was acting as. And I can tell by her mugshot, she looked like she has absolutely no remorse for what she did. And they said the boy been there since he was 10. I would not be surprised if she was preying on him since then. And that's another thing we don't need to talk about, is these female family friends, because they said she was a family friend, preying on these children. Like on some Antoine Fisher shit. But a lot of people don't want to tiptoe and dive into that. They should, but we know that they won't.